Basically, if you look at the big property and small properties, so I've highlighted the small properties with the red color kind of borderline circulation, and of course the blue one will be the bigger properties. You will notice that the bigger properties, because of their bigger square footage, they will enjoy a bigger quantum gain. So let's say this project has an average appreciation of, let's say, $200 per square foot rise over their small and big properties, then basically a big property naturally with a bigger square footage will have a bigger quantum increase. So basically, right now in this season, a lot of people that has held on to their small properties over the past 9 years, they will realize that small properties sort of are behaving a little bit more like a dividend stock. Easy to rent out, easy to collect rental, very low vacancy rate when you're switching tenants, fantastic for rental. However, they have very low quantum appreciation, and sometimes when you hold small properties for years, you'll find that, hey, why is it that my property didn't appreciate as much as I want it to be? Because if it has appreciated by, let's say, 100,000 over 9 years, by the time I sell, I factor in my interest rates to the bank, my buyer's stamp duty, my fees for selling. Technically, I don't see much gain. And if you look at this chart again, let's say if you exited with a 60,000 gain over the last years from 2016 to 2022, as seen from this particular transaction right here. You held it for 6 years, it appreciated by 60,000, but if you factor in your buyer's stamp duty, bank interest rate, technically you don't see appreciation. And that is one of the reasons why a lot of investors are realizing that and they're switching to bigger properties. Just have a look at this illustration again. So the same project right here, let's say in this project, Casa Rosa, 2,174 square feet, 3-bedder penthouse compared to a 1,000 square feet, 3-bedder. This is what we mean. Let's say over the years, there's a $200 per square foot increment. What's going to happen in terms of quantum appreciation from this to this is very different because the square footage based on the per square foot increment is much larger and much faster in a sense. Let's have a look at this case study. Now, this case study basically is an actual case study of an existing client that came to us. So this client has technically 3 properties. However, this client, when they came to us, they were basically in a very dilemma stage. Okay, so what has happened is that over the years they have worked hard. They are currently 45 years old. They own a HDB property, and this has been their matrimonial home since the beginning. And they're still living in this HDB property with their lovely children over the years. 45 years old, work hard, husband and wife both working, 3 children studying, happily staying there. And of course, HDB property is not for investment because over the longevity of the HDB property, we all know that you either stagnate, you start to dip because of reducing balance lease. Very different performance from prior properties. They bought a second property in 2014. This was a 1-bedder, 452 square feet. Until today, which is about 8 years later, it has appreciated by 50,000 to 750,000 because they bought this in the OCR district. In terms of performance, there's some appreciation, but not a lot because it's a small property, 452 square feet. They then bought a third property in 2016, 800,000. Today, it has appreciated not bad by 150,000. And this is a 1+ study. And basically, they have held on property 2 and property 3 for rental reasons. So they are on positive. Basically, property 2 rented out, they paid ABSD back then, and then there's some positive cash flow to pay for MCST. And of course, property 3, they have also rented out. Whatever rental they collect, they pay for a mortgage by itself, a little bit towards MCST. And so sort of is like a self-servicing kind of properties. So technically, they have completed their property strategy kind of portfolio with 3 properties. And if they were to continue this until age 65, what's going to happen is that this is their rough total asset value. And their plan is to continue to live in their HDB until it's fully paid. And then they will fully pay off this and fully pay off this, all at age 65 naturally by continue to rent out this property and to rent out this property. So this will be rent, this will be rent. Sorry, please pardon my handwriting. Okay. However, they are in a dilemma right now at age 45. There's still 20 years to go. What is this dilemma? Now, the dilemma is this. They feel torn